Hello and welcome to Hot Topics Wednesdays. Today we're going to continue our discussion of LinkedIn and how to be more visible on this social network. And today we're going to talk about the power of recommendations. As we talked about, LinkedIn is a network of professionals, and it should be considered more than just a living resume or CV. You should look at it as a reputation engine and as a way of you to showcase best work for your employers, potential employers, or your customers if you're a business. And you never know how recommendations are going to help you. For example, if an employer is checking your profile and knows the person who recommends you on LinkedIn, that could be a good plus for you. And if they see other people willing to speak on your behalf, it raises your credibility tremendously right away without you doing anything. So what is the best way to get recommendations on your LinkedIn profile? I'm going to give you a couple strategies here. Strategy number one. Do unto others. Writing recommendations for others is the best way to get recommendations back. If you create a great recommendation for somebody, it will be much easier for them to reciprocate. However, there are a couple of things that you need to know about when writing recommendations for others. First, don't be a recommendation factory. Remember that recommendations reflect as much on a person that you recommend as on yourself. So I highly recommend only write recommendations for people that you actually worked with, studied with, did projects with, and only those that you actually would want to recommend with somebody because you believe in their work and you believe that they provide a lot of value. Second, say no to sweet nothings. Only use strong terms like I highly recommend to those people that you really think stand out from the entire industry. Third, make it a social proof. Understand that your recommendation can help a potential employer or a client to get a better understanding of this person's work. So if you can just cut and paste your recommendation to different types of profiles, that's not a good recommendation. You need to find very specific language with which you describe your candidate. Try to show what impact that person did, what kind of clients they worked with, especially if they work with some famous clients, and what kind of personal characteristics that set them apart. When you write recommendations for others, you can enjoy good karma too, because on your profile you will have a list of people who you recommend, and it always looks good if you are a valued member of this society and if somebody else asks for your opinion. Strategy number two, ask and you shall receive. Here are some couple of netiquette rules for you to remember. First, don't be desperate. Don't send spam emails to everybody on your list asking them to recommend you. Ask only people who really know your work to recommend you, and also when you approach them in a personal way. You cannot imagine how many times I've gotten a request to endorse somebody without me knowing them and without them even approaching me by my first name. Also, use this system for requesting recommendations. This is a perfect system actually in LinkedIn because it sends an email to the person from whom you're seeking a recommendation and then sends this request in the queue, so periodically it keeps reminding them that there is a request for the endorsement, so they will either decline it or they will eventually get back to that. And this is how you do it. Also remember that not all recommendations are created equal. Some recommendations might not even help you at all because they are going to be so generic and they will not speak on your talents that you're trying to showcase on your profile. So how those people who you ask for the recommendation, like you would in traditional recommendations, I would create a list of things that you would like for the person to reflect upon. Also, if by some reason you don't want to display somebody else's recommendation of you, LinkedIn allows you to choose not to do it. So you have complete control of your recommendations. I hope this was helpful and I hope you liked this post. And if you did, please click like and share it with other people. And also, underneath this video, please provide your strategies or your comments about this post. How do you use recommendations? Have you had good experiences or bad experiences with writing or receiving recommendations on LinkedIn? And also, make sure to connect with me on social media on LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And if you're not on my blog yet, come on over for weekly free updates to www.wiredatheart.com and have a wonderful day and conquer that distance.